welcome back to the show. Do you have a double degree? Do you have a single degree?
No.
Okay, no degree at all?
No.
Fiona, no degree?
I will soon.
You will soon. Yeah. Okay, you've got a degree?
I've got a master's, yeah.
A master's in what?
In creative writing.
Creative writing, okay.
I've got one, I'm going for another one.
Yeah, okay.
Politics and English literature.
And Maureen?
No.
Okay, you've got a master's? Okay, how do you spell cirrhosis?
I don't know.
There you go, folks. That says it all, doesn't it? Hello, Stan and Beauties. Yes, you're absolutely right, darling. And I didn't need a degree for that either.
Stan, do you know how wrong this is? This is
yes, I know. That's why,
yeah.
Darling, you're way behind.
You're
way behind it, darling.
I can spell it.
We picked it up. We picked it up before. You dill. Hello, Stan and Beauties. My ex-husband died of cirrhosis of the liver. See? At 48. You should have come to the production meeting, Jan. And I fear that my daughter is heading the same way. She used to try and stop her father from drinking when she was a child, but since her teens, she's been drinking heavily. She's now 30 years old and she just can't see what she's doing to herself and cannot seem to stop. What can I do? Nance on the email ITAR.
Well, Nance, you of all people know how hard it is to stop someone who's an alcoholic drinking. Huh? You've got first-hand experience. And as you also probably know, heavy drinking often runs in families. I think all I can suggest is shock tactics. I think you need to sit down and talk to your daughter and say something like, you know, when your father was 30, he had only 18 years left to live.
Did anyone in your family drink heavily?
I've got experience with drinking, yes. Yeah. Somebody in the family.
I think somebody in all our families, if we're truthful. I mean,
it's so hard.
Yeah.
But don't shout at your daughter, but simply say that she's got 18 years left to live, going on her father's track record, and you know you love her and you don't want this to happen again. I think you'll have to get her to revisit what it was like living with your husband, her father, during his drinking period. All
right. Jan, this obviously is a bit of a candidate for Alcoholics Anonymous, isn't it?
Yes, and I was thinking of another group called Al-Anon, and they particularly are helpful with the families of alcoholics and children with alcoholic parents. And there are certain characteristics that are common to kids who have been brought up with an alcoholic parent, and low self-esteem is top of the list, and all the problems that they have as a result, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, makes them hit the bottle. So somewhere there's got to be a short circuit there. I was going to suggest, Nance, that you hit the internet, and I've only just recently sort of become addicted to the internet, and there's so much help there. It's the most democratic, hands across the ocean sort of thing. People are suffering, people are coming up with their answers to things, and you feel that you're not alone. There's a lovely line from a film, The Remains of the Day, which says we read to know we're not alone. Well, nowadays I think you can surf the internet to know you're not alone. There's the proper help you need. Good. There's chat rooms. There's
and she can also go to the Yellow Pages as well.
Yes,
and
the Yellow Pages.
Al-Anon or Alcoholics Anonymous and that sort of stuff.
But also naltrexone now, rapid detox is a way to go.
Okay, Gilly.
I think it's important to find out, Nance, why your daughter's drinking so much. I mean, alcoholism does run in families, but there's got to be something that prompts it, perhaps. Maybe there doesn't have to be, but it'd be interesting to find out why. I agree with Jan, though. I think that counselling is the only way to go with her, and I think external counselling, you're not going to stop her. You're her mum, so no matter, I think, probably what you say in this situation, it's going to be the wrong thing. So don't push too hard in the sense of you trying to stop her. Push her into some counselling and get her some help.
Maureen, it really is a difficult situation when you've got somebody in your family that is got a problem with drugs or with booze or with dependent on prescription drugs, etc., isn't it? It's
and gambling.
And gambling as well. Well, you actually had, I think, from memory, you told us once before.
Yes.
You had a relative.
Yeah, there is really nothing that a family can do about it except be there. And that's all you're going to be able to do too, Nance. No matter what you say, she's not going to listen to you. Jan is suggesting Al-Anon. That is the most marvellous organisation for anybody that does have an addictive personality or related to one, because they will teach you how to handle it, and mostly they say you do it with love. I love you so much that I don't want you to drink again, or I love you so much I don't want to see you in that state again. But being the taskmaster, it won't work. Just be there.
Be there. Okay. Renee, have you got anybody in your family that's, you know,
I think
drinks
as you were saying
much?
before, we all know we have someone in our backgrounds who
so
has a problem
how did
with
you
alcohol.
handle the situation?
Well, I think the answer, my concern with Nance here is that, is she overreacting? I mean, she's had this situation with her ex-husband. Perhaps the situation with her daughter isn't as bad as she's perceiving it to be because she's had a really bad experience. She's just assuming that it is going to go the same way. Yes, alcoholism is genetically inherited. I mean, they can breed rats now to be alcoholics. It's a foregone conclusion. But there are ways to get over it, as the ladies have suggested. But at 30 years of age, she's her own person. You can only
When you're saying it's hereditary, but I mean, if you go right back to square one, it has to start somewhere, doesn't it?
Well, that's right.
But
someone picked up the bottle somewhere along the line and made the active decision to do it.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
Okay. All right. So obviously we need to go out there and give them plenty of love, plenty of care and understanding, and go along to see people like Al-Anon and Alcoholics Anonymous.
Can you hold that up? That's there
I can.
on the internet if anyone wants it.
It's WWAL, is it?
Just Al.
Al-Anon.
Al-Anon.
Yes, if we can just get onto that camera there, camera 1, there it is there, and hopefully they can see it. Got wonderful handwriting, Jane.
Oh.
Wonderful handwriting. Anyway, www.al.anon.com. Okay, who's next? Fiona.
Me. Well, this is nothing like what Nance is talking about with her daughter, but I've recently stopped drinking. I've given up drinking for a month now. And I realise, and I agree with Renee, yeah, I know, but I'm not going to drink. I agree with Renee, though, how Nance is judging the situation. Possibly it's not as serious because she's had this terrible experience with the husband.
Why did you give up?
Well, I just realised that I was drinking every day, and sometimes it'd be like half a bottle, sometimes even a bottle, whether it's a dinner party and I started to realise at the end of the day I could not go without a drink to unwind. Yeah. And I thought, this is ridiculous, because I'm naturally a person interested in health, interested in being motivated. I found myself waking up every morning with a foggy head, waiting for that moment where I could say, oh, it's 5 o'clock, good, it's time for a drink. I'll have a Campari and soda, and then I'll go on to wine with dinner. And I just found it was insidious the way it was creeping up on me, and it horrified me. One time I thought, okay, have a look at this, and I made a list of what I'd drunk in a week, and I was horrified at the amount of alcohol I'd consumed in social situations. We're all there at openings, this and that, champagne, wine, dinners. It must
have been a scary thought, though, to sit there and think, well, geez, is it 5 o'clock yet or 6 o'clock yet? I'm going to have my first drink.
That's what made me worry.
And that, I would be worried about that too.
Ex-Fabulous, I don't think they're fabulous anymore, the little packs of Campari and soda pre-mixed, popped them in the fridge so I could have one at 5 o'clock. I thought, I'm concerned. So I've stopped drinking. And I actually stopped drinking coffee too, believe it or not.
Did you drink from that time on until you dropped?
Well, it's not so much I drop, but I would often go, and because when I'm writing too, I sometimes think I'll have a couple of wines and that'll give me a bit of a few ideas, and I just realised in my everyday life it was creeping up on me really insidiously, and I thought, fine, and I stopped, and I have never felt better. I mean, I love fine food, I love fine wine, I love the whole culture around that sort of stuff, but I don't miss drinking at all. Don't miss it at all. And what I want to say to Nancy
but the thing is that you're only going off in a whole month, though.
Well, I'm going to continue. It's a plan.
So you're going to give it up
when I feel that I'm in a position where if I'm, I might want to have a sip of a fine red wine with a particularly lovely meal, and I'm in a position to handle that, I will, but not for a while. It's my call. But I just want to say I agree. Love and encouragement definitely.
We have up there on the screen, as a matter of fact, that we have it there. www.alanon.com. And so, yeah, they can look up that and get all the information.
And I just want to say it's never too late to change. I'm 35. I'm turning 35 in a couple of months. I think when I turned 30, I started getting into this habit of drinking with everything socially. And I think it's never too late to change. And Nance, encourage your daughter to be brave, love her, inspire her, and let someone else counsel her.
Nance, some very good advice there. We're going to come back with some very interesting things that I'm going to talk about.